If you help others, you feel good. It doesn't matter if the others recognize or not. Recognition is not part of your business. The recognition is related to yourself.
Hello, and welcome to Life with a Lama Healer, where we're sharing the remarkable stories about students who studied with and traveled with the great Tibetan Lama and healer, Lama Ganchen Rinpoche. Today, our guest is Miriam Chavas, and I'm thrilled to be having this conversation with her because Miriam is originally from Argentina, and she's a career diplomat, and she studied international relations and political science and has been a diplomat at various locations in Brazil, Geneva, and she's now stationed in Germany, representing Argentina to the embassy in Germany. And in 2008, Miriam began studying Tibetan Buddhism. And in 2010, she met Lama Ganchen Rinpoche. So she has these beautiful, beautiful stories about her relationship with Lama Ganchen. And she's going to share some of those stories with her and how they really impacted her life as a diplomat, which is very rare for us to hear those kind of stories. So I'm really thrilled that she's joining us. So please join me in welcoming Miriam Chavas. We're really excited about this podcast about the life of the great Tibetan Lama, Lama Ganchen Tulku Rinpoche, who was born in 1941 in Tibet and trained by many of the greatest Tibetan masters. He traveled to the West in the 1980s, bringing with him the inner peace teachings of the Buddha. Lama was one of the greatest living humanitarians and spiritual masters of our time, and part of an unbroken lineage dating all the way back 2,500 years to Shakyamuni Buddha. So our vision in creating this podcast is really to preserve and share the remarkable stories about Lama Ganchen's extraordinary life. We'll interview senior students and longtime followers who worked with Lama Ganchen, traveled with him, studied with him, witnessed and experienced his incredible healings and miracles. So these stories, they're really precious jewels and inspire us to really see what's possible when we follow the inner peace teachings of the Buddha. So it's a real honor and privilege to bring these stories to you and the methods that really help us to reframe our sufferings, which brings us more inner calm, the ability to be more in the present moment with less stress and anxiety and fear, and to, experience more joy in our life and more peaceful in our life and more meaning really in our life. So please stay tuned for our conversations from this very, very rich spiritual heritage coming out of Tibet and the incredibly joyful, inspiring, mind-blowing, funny, touching stories about the remarkable life of a Lama healer, our beloved Lama Ganchen. Life with a Lama healer. Welcome, Miriam. It's such a pleasure to have you a guest on our podcast, Life with Lama Healer. I'm really just so excited to have this conversation with you because you have this beautiful breadth of experience in life as a person and as a professional, and also your relationship to Lama Ganchen. And you speak about him with such beautiful Spanish eloquence. Yeah, so welcome. Welcome. Really good to see you and have this conversation.
Lilia, first, happy Losar.
Happy Losar, Tibetan New Year today. New moon, new year.
So I am very grateful to you because you have a very good idea to have this web of experience with the Lama Ganchen, because you have interviewed our friends, and so I think you create a web of very positive energy. What this world is so in need, particularly today. So I think that is a web of peaceful makers, lovers of peace. Lovers of Lama Ganchen definitely were lovers of peace.
Of peace, I love it.
It was the incarnation of peace in the most deep sense of the word.
And in this world of so much unrest, that lovers of peace are needed so desperately, and this conversation is so needed and helpful.
So hope so. We will not be today if we were not spiritual seekers in the past. The past could be transcendent, could be some point in the past. But in this life, where certainly we were a seeker. So to other seekers, spiritual seekers, I would say, please keep on going and you will find. Because I am sure that as spiritual seekers, it doesn't depend if there is a so generous, so much patient, is someone that is not content with the things of this life. Could be someone billionaire, could be someone very healthy, very successful in his or her profession, but still there is something, an insatisfaction that is related some huge questions, very deep questions related to this life is what it is, why I am here, why all the time I stumble on the same stone, why I am sick, why my lover is sick, why my friends, my family is facing so much problems and not be able to help them the way I would love to do. So all these questions are still there, even if you have everything in life. So this is so much important to be a spiritual seeker. Because as you are a spiritual seeker in the search of the responses to this question, you will find the Guru. No worry. Could take time, doesn't matter. You keep on going. Keep walking.
And how did you find Lama Ganchen, your guru?
It was a long journey because I found Lama Ganchen was already 51 actually, but I was always looking the responses to these questions, and so I explored many paths, philosophy, Taoism, psychoanalysis, everything. So this is part of my path, and it could be the part of the path of any other spiritual seeker. So when I was more like 45, 46, I said, well, maybe this night I will not meet my guru. I will keep in doing my meditation, imperfect because it was very imperfect, doing my mantras, but I will keep. And also I was very happy because my profession allowed me to help others. You know, as a diplomat, you need to solve problems that affected your constituencies, your citoyens, your friends. You need to solve problems. And it was a satisfaction to help others. Also because you have this kind of part of the profession, which is to negotiate and to find exits, to find ways of dealing with maybe conflicted situations. So you help. I love it very much to do trade or commercial negotiations because it was always about to find a way, to find the exit that will be useful for one side and the other side. So this to find the way for all people be content, to mutual benefit.
That's a big task.
I love it to do this. Now I'm more retired, but at the time I love it so much. So at the moment I thought, well, I keep on going, keep doing this. Maybe one day I will meet my goal. And suddenly from that moment on, things started to accommodate. Because of my profession, I went to Geneva and there I said, oh, here is where there is the most huge Tibetan immigrant community. So I say, there will be a temple and there will be for sure a spiritual guide. So I say, now is my time. But during March, I find anything that I look for in the internet webpage, nada, nothing at all. So one day I was sitting at the hairdresser and I pick up a magazine, open like this, the magazine, I say, an article written down by a journalist that visited Raptentuellen in Montpellier, nearby Switzerland, just 1 hour by train. I say, just got it. This is mine.
That's it.
So I went December of 2008 and then I spent 1 year there working at Geneva, going weekends to Montpellier to Raptor Training.
So when you went there, you had an immediate connection.
Yes, I was. Do you know you feel home?
Yes.
When I was young, I said, No, for me, it's the Tibetan Buddhism. Because do you know, the first things I read it about Buddhism was a sentence uttered by Buddha Shakyamuni that said, don't believe because I am say so. Experience for yourself. I said, this conquer me forever.
Yes.
So from that moment on, I said, no, for me, it's Buddhism, and for me, it's Tibetan Buddhism. I don't know why. But finally, I arrived. So,
yeah, that was your connection.
Yes, I feel their home. And then an Argentine monk, which is still my friend Federico, started to do the seminar there in Raptituelian. And one day, Federico told me, Miriam, do you like maybe to meet my Lama? Of course, Federico. What is his name? Lama Ganchen. Okay, I will do my pleasure. I will. So I came to
Albagnano, Italy.
Yes, Italy. Was the 20th of March of 2010. Rinpoche was given an initiation, and then Federico introduced me, and I was Lama sitting on the throne, very serious. At that time, it was full of energy, and I remember very serious looking at me and saying, Miriam, do you know Mount Kailash? Yes, it's a sacred mountain in India.
Rinpoche asked you that.
Yes, he asked me, Miriam, do you know Mount Kailash? Yes, Rinpoche, a sacred mountain in India, but I have never been there. So he told me, do you know, Miriam, you and me, we came from the same source, and we spread like rivers to different directions.
Whoa.
So at that moment, I didn't understood, but what I got it is that this should be important.
Yeah.
Then knowing Lama Ganchen, being close to him, what he said at that moment is so proper of Lama Ganchen. This faith, this in each of us, that we can reach the state of illumination. It doesn't matter who we are now, but for sure, though this confident in our potential. No?
You felt this from him.
Yes, this illuminated me. So if the Lama said, should be true.
Yes.
So, of course, I came every weekend. At the beginning was Raptencheling, Albagnano, but mostly was Albagnano, no?
So you would drive or take the train from Geneva to Albagnano, Italy?
During 7 years.
7 years?
Yes, yes.
7 years you were in Geneva, living in Geneva?
Yes.
Ah, okay. Wow.
Then I came back to my country,
Argentina.
Argentina. But I can say that the relationship you can create with a guru, true guru, is so deep, is limitless, is always a solace. Even if you have a revelation, is not good because he's illuminating your faults, but it's always a joyful revelation, is always, do you know, the feeling you are in the company of your loving mother or a father or an unconditional friend, you feel secure because actually we are real like a child. We don't see the truth. It's not hidden because at the beginning, all these answers as a spiritual seeker, I said, oh, this should be something related to occultism. They are hidden from me, this truth for us. No, they are there. The problem is in us. We cannot say. And so, hand by hand with the Lama here, you know, softly discover that the truth is indoors. No?
Beautiful.
This is the magic of Lama Ganchen. And all this was such a precise accuracy, the momentum, the right momentum of your evolution. I remember one day we were coming back to Albagnano from Rattenchueli because Lama Ganchen was a very close friend of Gonza Rinpoche, the director of Rattenchueli, and then we stopped. He called the place Dorje Place.
Dorje Place.
Yes, Dorje Place, we stopped all the time there.
Yeah, on the way over the Sempione, is it, right? The pass, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Sempione. The pass from Switzerland to Italy.
A restaurant. So some people went to the supermarket, so I stayed along with Lama Ganchen. We went to the exit, and it was a little bit windy. So the pashmina of Lama Ganchen was doing la 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 la, no? Flying everywhere. So I tried to put on him and keep it, no, the pashminas. And so at that moment, he looked at me, so stared at my eyes, and so I don't know, but I was completely magnetized at his gaze.
Yes.
And so it was a moment that were just like a space. I experienced just like a space. No loneliness, no worries, just bliss. It was 1 second. And then when I came back, he was smiling to me. So that is the right moment, the perfect moment.
Yes. So beautiful.
Beautiful. And I guess that many people, all of his disciples can tell many stories like mine.
Yes.
Because actually in the past it is said the root of the past is the devotion to the Guru. But actually it's the Guru which is devoted to us.
It's both.
You cannot pay this devotion, but being devoted to him is pure logic.
I love that. Because many times we talk about our devotion to him because of what he's given to us and the freedom in our mind that he's given to us. And, for many people, physical health that perhaps was restored as well. So many things that he gives us. But it's also, I love this, that his devotion to us.
Incredible.
Yeah, he made a commitment and continually makes the commitment to help us and to bring us on the path to enlightenment, lifetime to lifetime to lifetime. And I think many people, we forget his commitment to us. We think about our commitment, but it's a partnership.
The true Guru is the Guru who, through his acts, through his words, who is everything, is demonstrating all the time, constantly, his devotion to us. But a devotion, we have some transcendent motivation, is to bring us into the past till the accomplishment, the final accomplishment, which is to be enlightened, to be like him or her.
Yes.
Be like no, and to just continuous, keep on going, spiritual, not seekers, spiritual founders.
Warriors, I'll call us warriors.
That inviting others to join us.
Yes.
Also, Lama Ganchen, even people that came first time to El Bañano, just were delighted to be in the presence of Lama Ganchen.
Yes.
He was a magnet of peace.
Yes. It was incredible that we could sit for hours and hours and hours when we were in his presence. It was timeless. And the whole boredom that arises or needing to move around, it just disappeared. And we all just wanted to sit and be in his presence and be in his energy and listen to him and practice with him and sing with him and dance with him.
Yes. And right? I remember when it was a period in ancient Gompa, where is now the dinner room, that it was 24 hours of teachings, just teachings. And then he ordered the cook to bring us dinner. It was normally the dinner, but also the lunch in Gompa. So it was not stop Dharma.
Really?
Yes, it was. I think what was a period 2011, 2012. I was delighted.
Yes.
Don't interrupt. It was a break, but it was not a break because we continued practicing and to be together. I remember one thing he said, this is to be always servants of Buddha Shakyamuni teachings, to be peacemakers. No? He insisted so much in being peacemakers.
Yes.
But actually, we all know that for being a peacemaker, we need to have a peace in our hearts, our mind. Not peace is not possible.
Yeah.
That's the reason we know that why the world is facing so much conflicts all the time.
Yeah, people don't have peace in their minds. So this experience that you had where you had this 24-hour teaching with Lama in Albagnano, and you didn't even leave the Gompa, the temple, to go eat. The food was brought to you. As you said, the cook, Rinpoche asked the cook to bring. What was it about that you felt that you were gaining that would have you go through such a rigorous kind of experience?
But it was so we feel is the real happiness. Actually, what we should do is to daily life when we eat. And also Lama said that when we eat, when we are dealing, I am in my office now, when we are dealing with the mundane things, to be in Dharma, because it's easy, not easy at all, but easy to sit in our meditation room and to be externally in peace. No noise, no interruption, just to be there. Could be easier, to be concentrated on the mantras, on the visualizations and so on. It's not easy, not at all. But it's another very different challenge when you are working and dealing with people with this not in Dharma. Because common people with common feelings and positive things and negative things too. So I think that he showed us how to be in Dharma 24 hours a day.
So Miriam, can you give us an example of that? What I'm hearing you say is that all the years spent in Albagnano and training and studying and practicing with Lama, that you learned how to integrate this into your daily life, every moment of your life. So as a diplomat, can you give us an example of how this training that you had with Lama Ganchen, this being a peace warrior, how this training helped you in a real life situation that maybe was a difficult situation at work or something at work where you saw that really helped that situation in your diplomacy work?
Certainly helped. At least, first things you remember when you are facing, for example, a very conflict situation. Could be anything. And just to be in a negotiating table, just to deal with human problems in the office with colleagues or employees. Could be everything. Then you have this calm down, Miriam, you are a Dharma practitioner. What Lama we will do in your place? No, Lama has confidence in you. You are a source of peace. No, so not to be in one side, not in the other side, just to be on the middle. Always looking for peace, just to calm down, and you will find a way.
So this kind of an inner mantra that you have, that you say to yourself, and this ability to reframe a negative thought or a negative situation and always coming back to having a peaceful solution. Rinpoche believes in you. You can do this. You can have a peaceful solution, right?
He called me the mediator, a kind of mediator. Okay, I have my things. I am common being, but suddenly I was really inside furious because the things are not fair in the real world. There is no justice. There is no balance. But how to find the balance in that situation? I have my feelings. I think, this is not fair. This is not well done. But it was just the way to say, because we should keep mind, actions, and words in balance. My mind was a little bit wild sometimes, but I have the tools, Dharma tools, to correct myself, not to express and not to act in a way that actually would worse things instead of arrange things.
The better, right. Yes. Yeah.
I'm not perfect.
So, no need fear, need practicing. Very different way need to live, need a better life. This time we need to be meditated.
Sure, it is important for you to follow, to know the news, but please do not enter into fear and do not stay watching only negative news and entering into fear. It is important for us to take refuge in our practice. We are from a special lineage. We have very valid methods, and this is the moment in which we need to use these methods correctly by making the different practices, by reciting mantras.
Time we tell this is a feeling need to element. So we have to be ourselves. We are the practitioner. Some kind of problem means, but how to mind to be okay. This is many different way. We have to be okay. If not, we are not okay, then who's okay? So must be ourselves need to be mind like this, to practice it.
As practitioners, we must have some sort of positive pride, saying, okay, I am safe, I can take care of myself. So it is important for us not to have fear, but to use well, to protect ourselves well, to use well the time that we have, and to use well all the methods that we have. Because if we are not going to be well, then who is going to be well? We have everything that we need to be well, to protect ourselves, both physically and spiritually. So we need really to use all these methods in the best way.
I really love this because we all struggle with this. And sometimes we're able to catch ourselves before the frustration comes out or the anger comes out or the anxiety comes out, and to catch ourselves. And then sometimes we're not able to do that. But can you tell us the importance of having a daily practice to keep front center this ability to reframe? Because it's a habit. These ways of thinking can be habit. These ways of speaking can be habit. How does your daily practice help you to cut that habit and to continually come back to this reframe?
Do you know, I think that things need time. But the time they need depends on the being, on the practitioner. I can assure you after more than 10 years that if you keep your practice seriously, making efforts, because we are not perfect, we finally will say, I met my guru, I arrived to sit and to meditate. Then our mind is flying everywhere like the pashmina of Lama Ganchen, blah,
Right.
boom, boom. That's the reason why I say, Miriam, come here, black. So it's not easy, but if you keep with discipline, also beside discipline is something that you get. But anyway, you need to start. From the beginning, you keep whatever. If it's just to take refuge, you take refuge. The time you decided to do 3 times a day, perfect. And you keep. And the way you are being committed to your own commitments,
Yes. Yes.
you will gain in insurance, confidence, and you will feel, I'm doing. So, depends. I would suggest maybe to be modest at the beginning, and then you will increase it and to accomplish. Because very important. I am very obsessed to accomplish my works, to do what I promised to do. This is something that really, if I say in my office, I will do this, I will do, it doesn't matter, I will do. If I cannot do, I explain. I try to do, but I couldn't.
So that increases your sense of well-being when you do what you say you're going to do. It's like an integrity that you have with yourself. You're keeping your word with yourself.
Exactly.
That's a form of self-respect, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
Yes.
We are very insecure beings, like a child.
With an unruly mind.
Not secure about ourselves. We are looking for material things and we are never satisfied. We are afraid of death, but actually we will pass one day for sure. We are afraid to get sick. We are afraid of many things. We are very weak in ourselves, in our minds. Very weak. And so you need to reinforce yourself.
Yeah.
The way to reinforce yourself is keep on going. Be a spiritual seeker. Appreciate yourself. The way to gain appreciation and to estimate yourself is to estimate others. If you help others, you feel good. It doesn't matter if the others recognize or not. Recognition is not part of your business. It doesn't matter. Now, the recognition is related to yourself. You do it, you pray, let's say, for this horrible situation that are facing so many beings in the world, earthquakes, many terrible things. So you pray for these beings and you say, I will pray and I will do, let's say, medicine Buddha's sadhana. I offer. And you say, I will do during 15 days. And you do after the 15 days, I'm sure you will feel powerful, more peaceful. It doesn't matter. It is not recognition. Who knows about this? Buddhas? You in your mind. You know. So this is very good. So keep on going. Be a spiritual seeker, a spiritual worker. Because we found now we are spiritual workers. A spiritual worker is someone that is devoted to others. It doesn't matter. It's not perfect. We are not perfect. We are common people. We have still things to illuminate. But for sure, you will just little by little the final step. Meanwhile, we enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy, right? While we go through swimming, as they say, swimming through the oceans of samsara, getting banged around, enjoy your life.
Yes, why not? Why not? We will pass.
Could you share a story about how Rinpoche taught you how to enjoy your life? You're a very serious student and you're very committed to developing yourself. And that's what I hear you saying and, my experience of you. So in the face of the swimming in samsara and being crashed around by the waves, we still continue on and make the effort and do our practice and be of benefit to others and train our minds. Because you said about enjoying your life. Is there a story that is fresh in your mind about how he taught you how to enjoy?
Very good question. Also very personal because I am very serious, very disciplined, and maybe in this past life was just committed to do the certain thing, the right thing. And so Lama Ganchen said, enjoy, Miriam, enjoy. Finally, do you know this sentence of Lama Ganchen is the Dharma path is the part of joy. I got it. Finally. And so how I got it? Trying to find the positive side of everything because everything which is wrong or negative has a positive side. And this is Nelson. Finally, I got it. Took a long time.
Takes a long time for most of us.
Yes, but finally I got it. There is nothing 100% negative. You need to be the one, the spiritual worker, to find the positive. You can just transform everything. And do you know to be always happy, even if you, as all people are facing problems, whatever happened, you're happy. I remember one verse of a high-level guru from India that say, I am not alone. I am with bliss and emptiness.
Oh.
So good, so good.
Which is joy.
It's joy. Exactly. This is a superior joy. But in any case, I tell you, daily life, there is nothing 100% negative. You will find for sure positive things.
That goes back to your reframe, your ability to reframe.
Yes, to elaborate, to see something negative could be, for example, we were 11 workers at my office and suddenly many people resign. So we are now 7. So we can do all the work. Is very negative this or this is 100% negative? No. There is a challenge for each of us. What we can do, all the tasks that is not covered for the former employees. So there is nothing negative. No, ourselves, we are not totally negative. Every being has something very positive. And the Buddhas are there to say, got it, I catch it.
I'm going to show you.
Yeah, we'll show you. And so actually he used this for attracting us, the hook of the Guru, the hook of the Guru. So I think that if we are spiritual workers, we should find definitely a positive side in everything.
In everything. Always an opportunity, always something positive that you can create.
First, you need to realize, to notice that this is possible, to realize this. And then you exercise every day. So this is a negative thing. I am sick of my liver. It's a negative thing. Yes, I can die from this sickness. What is the positive? They push me as a propellant to do more, to practice more. Because, do you know, we never know. Tomorrow, maybe we pass in 1 hour, in 1 second. We never know. So, is everything negative? Not at all. And also because Dharma teach us that we should approach life in a transcendental way. Means this is one step, it will continue. Other steps will follow. So we need to have this limitless perspective. But it doesn't matter that we should do as much as possible this life. Because we never know the compositional factors. We kind of receive we will be in the future.
Yeah, how long your life will be. Now we have the opportunity now to practice. So Miriam, Rinpoche always said to my husband Rick, whenever he saw him, he would always say very, very pointedly, very clearly, relax and enjoy. And Rick would say, why does he always say that to me? Relax and enjoy. And it was so interesting over time to see him process this and the meaning of that. And each year, as he practices more and comes more into this understanding the feeling of what it really means to relax the mind and enjoy one's life. I mean, it's two simple words, but very difficult to do. Truly relax our mind and our body and really enjoy our life. So he always said that to him. And I know for other people, Rinpoche would have these sayings that he would say to people. So was there anything that he would always say to you, like a saying or a phrase?
No phrases, but
a message?
Yes, message he gave me in Borobudur was 2014. He decided to give me a diploma. He prepared a ceremony, was Lama Michelle, Lama Caroline. There was also Geshe Tomo Geshe.
Tomo Geshe was there. Oh, wow. Very special.
Piccolo Tomo Geshe.
Yes.
And was really, for me, at the moment, didn't understand. I was overwhelmed by the honor he gave me. He made me a diploma as a spiritual ambassador. So he says something very precious that at the end of the diploma, something like that we, as a servant of peace healer, Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha, in any constellations, any universe, will keep working together. So for me, it's still a question mark. Why he gave me this? Why he, of course, I am ready to, like a soldier. If they say, Miriam, came here, I will reincarnate in the words of the universe, I will come with him. It doesn't matter. If I am with him, it doesn't matter where.
Yes.
Hand by hand with him, no problem. Any place, any constellation. So they was a kind of invitation. That's 2014. Then they say, how will we do all this? Forum of United Nations, creating nurse centers over the world. I did nothing. Just I help with other people to have a Dharma group in Buenos Aires, of course, my born city. But actually, I feel useless. Maybe there was something too much for such a person, so minimum, no?
But he saw this in you and gave you this title and this diploma of a spiritual ambassador.
Yeah, then I became a normal, mundane ambassador. But he was very happy for this also.
Yes.
Very proud. He showed me. I was very proud. Actually, I can guess why he gave me this, because I was a very hard worker always. I am a very hard worker. I have never make any arrangement with nobody, no political arrangement, no politics. There is no politics in my past. Just my work. Not a single point of my own ethic and moral with nobody. Not for any post, not for any motion, for nothing.
Yeah, you keep your integrity.
Exactly.
Yes, and your values. Yeah. But you were talking about before the examples of how you've integrated the Dharma into your daily life and how important it is to integrate that in your daily life. So it sounds like being an ambassador, ambassador of Argentina, now to Germany, you're a lifelong ambassador. And then Rinpoche giving you this title, this honor of a spiritual ambassador. It sounds like you have integrated these two, what you call the mundane ambassador and the spiritual ambassador, that you've combined these two into your daily life. Is that right?
Do you know, here I have put everywhere beautiful tanka of Buddha Maitreya. What is Buddha Maitreya? Maitreya is, there will be compassion.
Your office.
Yes, that is my motivation. It doesn't matter what happened here. Now I am a general consul of Argentina in Frankfurt. This will be a place of peace. The world will be harmonious. It doesn't matter what happens. So this at least is this small place, my space of influence, because everyone of us has a space of influence. My space is limited. It's here. So I am giving peace to everyone. Everything is harmonious. We work very hard because I am the harder of the workers. But in a good way. It's not easy, but I do every day. So, and my motivation is in front of me, in front of my desk is Buddha Maitreya. Up to Buddha Maitreya is Borobudur. So
beautiful. So Miriam, how do you continue being a peace ambassador and what you call a Monday ambassador also, but really being a peace ambassador and keeping that faith and keeping that commitment in the face of so many other people in leadership positions, political leaders, who are the opposite of that. They create division, they create wars, they create fear. How do you keep your faith and your commitment?
Do you know, I have no contact with world leaders. Yes, I remember so many years ago, Lama Ganchen told us the world leaders will become little by little less suitable, less be good to the world. I have no contacts with this leader, so I feel pity for them. They are the blind person I used to be when I was spiritual seekers, but they are, at least what we can see, they are not even seeker of spiritual path. This is a huge problem. I'm not seeing 100%, not the whole truth. The last truth I'm not seeing. This is still a kind of cataracts. Not you have when you have problems with your eyes.
Oh, cataracts.
You cannot see cataracts.
Yes. Uh-huh.
But these people, we need to pray a lot for them and all the world. But we can, in our places, we can do what I am doing. This is my space of influence. In this space, I will bring happiness. I will bring peace. No?
Yes.
Because all these people are so much confusion, so much hatred, so much ignorance. Unfortunately, they are carry the world in not a positive way. So we as spiritual workers, peace workers, we need to increase our sphere of influence with peace.
Yes.
What you are doing, this audio, is very important. It's a way to create a web of peacemakers. That's very important.
Yeah, and spread that message. I'm reminded of the spiritual teacher, Marianne Williamson. She's an American and she's written many books on spirituality. And she talks about how much negativity there is in the world and on the news and in the newspaper, and how many conflicts there are and how many wars there are, and even in people's families and in the workplace. And just so much negativity. And she said, if we are peacemakers, if we are peace ambassadors, peace warriors, are we creating the same amount of peace and positivity as all the people who are creating all this negativity? We at least need to meet it halfway, but work at it. It's not something that's just going to happen.
I am convinced that being a spiritual peacemaker is as contagious as being the contrary, no?
Yes, it's contagious. Yes.
A conflicted person. So the power is on our side. We need to be a lot of peacemakers.
We have the power.
Yes. Yes.
Love that.
Yes.
We have the power to spread the karuna. What was it, Rinpoche, before he passed away, right at that time was when the coronavirus came out, the pandemic, and he said, we need to spread the karuna virus. Karuna meaning compassion.
Yes.
Karuna virus. Yeah, beautiful.
We need a lot of people, and I think I also said to you, we are all representatives of peace. So a representative is the one that is realizing in her or herself peace, is the embodiment of peace, and is passing on to the others this feeling of peace.
I love
This
that.
would be indestructible. Will never end. But we need to keep on going. Of course, there is other side of the world that is the material world, and these people that are so ignorant and confused, unfortunately, are seeing just a material world as a challenge. The material world can be distracted, but our peace and our mind will never be destroyed.
Yes.
So we need to keep on going and just be a community, and also hope other people, that the author that you mentioned, and there are so many people that are not in Dharma but are following other spiritual paths that are also peacemakers. We need to be together and to spread our energy and our objective of motivation, as I say in Dharma, about to be a cause of peace, the embodiment of peace.
I love that. And Rinpoche would say, I remember him saying that there's many problems in life, but none of them are really problems. The only real problem is when we lose our peace.
Yes.
I love this. So I have 3 more questions. What sacred place did you travel to with Lama that was your favorite?
Maybe Borobudur was really a very turning point in my path.
Borobudur, Indonesia. Okay. Second question. What was your favorite food that you ate when you were there?
Momos.
Momos. I love it. I love it. What Buddhist book have you read that made the most impact on your life?
I read many things, not so many as I wanted to do, but I think that the first sentences I know uttered by Buddha was the one I mentioned at the beginning. Don't believe because I say so, experience by yourself. This is conquer me forever. And then also many things, illuminations in the palm of your hands, and the Malakirti Sutra, and so many others teachings that I just not read it, but just hear from gurus, including the audio tape of teachings.
Yeah, the different teachings, right?
Lama Ganchen and also Kunsa Rinpoche, many.
Lama Michelle, Lama Caroline.
This will never end. But these first sentences of Buddha Shakyamuni was, I said, the way that finally I am following.
Follow your way, yeah. Beautiful. And if you could describe, just real quick, 3 qualities that Lama Ganchen had that you most admired. Like just say in 3 words. You have 3 words that you could say the qualities of Lama. What would you say?
I would say his sympathy, his smile, and the way so simple. Actually, he didn't speak so much, but when he spoke was very certain, kind of turning point. We wake up, and was so just a very short phrase. What is this, Lama? And when he was on the throne and saying, just walking us in the Gompa. Hello, hello. wake up. So this, at the end of the day was just very few words.
Simple.
Everything we need, actually.
Yeah, simple but impactful.
Yes, the right thing to hear from the Lama at that moment. Perfect.
Yeah, beautiful.
Oh, everything perfect.
Right, exactly what you needed to hear. Beautiful.
Also, he in the moment he passed was so tough for everyone. No,
yes.
It was the right moment. You have everything for us.
I give you everything. I give you all the tools.
So he changed. No, he said, now this body I cannot keep it because the elements are disturbed. Now, so just I left this body, and then he will come back, a new body. New energy. I can imagine the new energy, Mamma Mia.
Yes, yes. We eagerly await. We eagerly await for his return.
And we will be older.
Yes.
But I suppose better, more patient, more generous, more like Lama Ganchen.
Yes, more awareness, for
More
sure.
awareness, yes.
So I would love for you, Marion, if you would, just make a short dedication.
Yes.
Some of our guests have said the Nimo Dela Sen, but you can say whatever you like as the close, and we dedicate, our conversation to spreading this peace message throughout the world. And may all beings, have peace and happiness and be free from suffering. So please, if you would say a dedication, would love to close with that.
As Lama said always, Jesolame kutserra pentinnan kantin lecho turye padan lo santem pedro mesa songi rowe muse tatune yurjini modele sendele nime goyan dele jini sentakto dele pe concho songi jingilo concho songi bakruso concho songi tashisho.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Miriam, for joining us and sharing your wisdom and your beautiful stories with us. So beautiful. Love that conversation with Miriam. She has such an eloquence about her and the way she talks about Lama Ganchen and her experiences with Lama. and then also her experiences, really bringing the teachings of inner peace, peace in our communities, world peace into her diplomacy is such a needed perspective and energy through all the negotiations that I'm sure she is faced with, and bringing that energy of peace and respect and coming together for win-wins, in a world with so much divisiveness, this cancel culture that has surfaced. You have someone who's working on the diplomacy and the diplomatic level who is looking to have peaceful solutions. I think we really, really need that desperately, more in this world. And I'm so inspired that she lives that and breathes that and is making a real difference with her way of being. So if you would like to, please share this podcast with your friends. And I hope you're inspired by these stories as much as we are. And if you'd like to ask a question, please go to lamahealer.com, and you can ask us a question. And in a future episode, we'll take questions and answer them. We may choose your question to answer on air. Or if you'd like to share a story or an experience that you had with Lama Ganchen, you can do that there too at lamahealer.com. And you can also follow us on Facebook. Our new Facebook page is Lama Healer, and you could share your stories there as well. So please follow along on Spotify or Apple or whatever your favorite podcast platform is. Share with your friends. And if you'd like more information about Lama Ganchen or any of our retreat centers, our humanitarian work around the world, please go to the description and we'll have several links there. And thanks for joining us today. Lama Gen.